Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Reverend Sheila Tillich. I'm so excited that we're here on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It's been a crazy week. I know the energies out there are a lot, guys. So please drink your water, ground. It is full moon energy. We've got 2 full moons in Aquarius. It's going to be big.
Yes, it is totally big. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I went to the chiropractor yesterday and I'm on the road to mending. But as I was watching some astrologers today, I was like, health is in the astrology right now. So whatever your health situation is, I would encourage you to make sure you're taking care of it. Like if you're feeling like you have something going on, I would say get out there and get it taken care of, because that is definitely being brought to the forefront right now with the energies that are out there: physical health, mental health, spiritual health, but really, I think physical health. I'm not someone who's sick. I'm not someone who runs to the doctor. I've never been that person, but I really am starting to think that in the next couple of weeks I need to do some maintenance to make sure that everything is good to go. So I want to invite everyone out there. Like if you haven't had your yearly exam, if you're a woman, you haven't had your yearly breast exam, pelvic exam, making sure that you're just staying on top of your physical health. And for guys, same thing, making sure, you're getting whatever maintenance and regular checkup you need, because right now that's being highlighted. And so energies are being pushed, and things are going to be brought to the surface. And again, if it's being brought up, it's time for it to go. So, that is definitely a message I think that is coming through right now. So I'm putting that out there. But yeah, I'm excited to be here this morning. And I know that one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was the ego. And speaking of mental bodies, thinking of mental health, the ego can definitely be something that, if it's not healthy, it can hold you back, because then you're playing in that fear. You're playing in those stories, those self-sabotaging stories that you can tell yourself to keep you playing small or keep you safe. And it's one of those things that I didn't recognize as I was going through my awakening or ascension process, that that voice in your head is not you. It can be your ego, and learning how to discern the difference between that is really, really important. So, people are joining us. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Please say good morning. Let us know you're here. Hello, Melissa. So, Sheila, what would you like to start?
What I like to start. Well, ego can be a lot of things, and most of us think of ego as being a bad thing, but I really want to bring up the point that it's really a good thing. Healthy ego. And it's part of you understanding who you are as a spiritual being. But it's how you portray it, right? So a lot of people, they talk about me, I, whatever. And a lot of people get turned off about that. So a healthy ego is more of knowing who you really are inside, the divineness that you are inside, and living that divineness, right? However, a lot of people look at it as, well, you're just being egotistical, you're getting in your own way. And how people portray it, really, you have to look at their situation that's going on in their lives. And I think the easiest way for me to explain it is, I've gone through all my life and knowing that I had a purpose. I didn't know what that purpose was, but I knew I had a purpose. And as I started growing, all right, and finding that purpose, people that were in my life at the time said, "Oh, you just have an ego. You're not following the flow." All right. So following the flow, what do you mean by following the flow? You mean the rules, what I'm supposed to do? And it's like, it didn't set with me. It didn't set with me, following that certain way. And that's where, spirit or God's horse was in my life from the very beginning. So I always had a thought in the back. It's like, no, it's not about ego. It's about, where do I need to go? What's the next step? And doing that, I stepped on a few toes, and I come across as, oh my gosh, you're so egotistical. But it's really about living your spiritual truth. Who are you, right? And it's all about coming from compassion, right? And when you come from compassion, come from your heart, people realize that it's really not about your ego. It's about your love that you have for them.
Yeah, and the love that you have for yourself, because if you're loving yourself in that authentic way, and for me, it was really, really hard for me to get selfish because I was always the people pleaser. I was always the giver. I was always the, do be for everyone else. And I didn't recognize that I was actually detrimentally affecting my own energy and not allowing me, like you said, to step into my own divinity, my own power, because I was giving so much of myself away. And so, yes, the healthy ego is so important for us who are kind of have been traumatized to sit back, to sit down, to be quiet, to be pleasing. And so getting selfish or getting egotistical in that healthy way is very, very uncomfortable for us. And one of the things that I've counseled or helped people to recognize that you have to walk through that uncomfortability, that it is okay to give yourself permission to put yourself first, to put yourself on the top of your list, because nobody else is going to. And when you're giving so much of yourself away, you're not able to have those relationships, those financial situations, those blessings and prosperity and abundance that you are craving at a soul level. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's big. It's very big.
Very, very big. And the selfishness, that is like a key that really, really propelled me going farther. People, when I was in younger days, used to say I was very selfish. It's like, and self-centered. It's like, wait a minute, what does that mean? And when you talk about, your spiritual divineness inside, it's about your own spiritual relationship with the divine. All right. And it is an inside job. And a lot of times when people don't have that and they see you act in a certain way or doing a certain way, they think, oh, you're being just selfish. You're not caring about anybody else. But really, it's just like, how we talk about, the mother putting the oxygen tank on yourself first before you put on the child. You need to take care of yourself first. You need to go inward and reflect upon that. However, there's another side to it too, is that when people say things to you, take a look at it, and take a look and say, is there something that I need to look at? Is there
Yes.
something that I'm not seeing or I'm projecting in a way that is defensive or, victimization, or what's really going on inside me? All right. So
Right.
that's another thing you need to look at. You really
Yeah,
do.
and that's where that negative ego comes in, where your the fear is holding you back from recognizing that it's okay to be powerful. The fear of not being safe or stable, of not being taken care of. And so you end up sitting down or stepping back because you don't want to upset the apple cart. You don't want someone to get angry with you. You don't want to be the one making waves. And, one of the things with this energy is that it is going to push you because it's bringing you into your higher vibrational frequency. And so you are going to be not resonating with those people anymore. So your energy is going to upset the apple cart, and that's okay, because really we have to become the model and show people that there is more than just playing small or living in the drama, staying in the fear, staying in the victimization. And unfortunately, what that ends up doing sometimes is bumping people in a way that it's uncomfortable, and they can get very attacking. They can get very angry. They can get very mean. So, it's okay
You're not
to.
following the program. You're not following the program. Their program.
That's it. Their program. There,
Their
yeah,
program. It's like, oh my goodness.
yes. So
We
it's
have
one
a
of
lot of.
those.
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's just, I was just going to say, it's just one of those things where you have to recognize that it's okay for them to be where they are and for you to be where you are, to love them where they are. And then if you have to let them go permanently or for a minute until they either get on the program and meet you or not. But I know that a lot of people this week were struggling with that. We were struggling with the idea that they weren't resonating anymore with people that they love or people that have been in their lives for a very long time. And it's a grieving process. It can be very sad. It can be very lonesome. isolating when you start losing all these people because you are raising your vibrational frequency and they're not meeting you there. And you just have to know that it's okay. Stay the course. Know that you're in the right place, doing the right thing at this time. And they'll either catch up or they won't. But the important part is you'll start drawing in those people to you who will be the vibrational match. And that's really important.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. It's about this vibrational match that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the questions here, we've got a question from, we've got some questions here. We got from Christy. Hi, Christy. Hey. Setting boundaries with others is a great step to taking back your power and owning your ego. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's hard to do when you've got those programs that are still going in your head and belief systems. And so, as we say, when you step into your own power, you step into this higher frequency that allows you to do that. And that the connection with the God source, the universal source, God source, or whatever. And God wants you to have a healthy ego. Healthy ego is who you are. And then, of course, as we go forward, we can start to live that magnificence by the people that we in contact with and stuff like that. And then they can finally see that. I'm also, Cynthia says, yes, I need to find, I find the need to defend myself. And I'm learning to temper that by balancing from the heart, not the ego. Bingo. Cynthia, you've got it. Yeah. That's why I say it's always about going with inside and asking higher source, what do I need to do for me today? What do I need to look at? And if they say something to you and you maybe really need to take a look at that, then you need to change your behaviors or something's going on. Or you can say, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to take a look at that. And that kind of validates you, but also it kind of helps them understand that you heard what they said. All right. And then you're going to reflect upon that, and that has really helped me along the years. I remember years ago, friends would say, well, you're just ego. You're just ego. All you hear is ego. And I say, well, no, this is what God wants me to express, but it was how I was doing it. Squashing the other ones and not really taking a look at, their part in it. So.
No, and I think that's such a valid point that when you're coming from your head, and I say this all the time, when you're coming from your head, that is the ego and that's the fear. You're expressing your whatever you need, whatever your thought is, whatever the trigger was, you're expressing that from your ego. If you're the negative ego, the egotism, then it is going to not be received because they're going to receive that energy of the fear. But Cynthia, you're right. If you can drop down into the heart and speak from there, then whatever you're saying is coming with that feeling of love from it, and that can be received more easily. And where now we can have that conversation that's heart-centered and it's a more give and take and more exchange where you can start healing and moving forward in a positive way. Whereas if you're having that contention, if you're butting up against each other, you're right, it doesn't work.
Exactly. Hello, everybody out there. I just want to say hello to Melissa Collins. Of course, Thomas. Good morning, Thomas. Yay. Sharon, good morning. Joey, I don't know who you are, but hello, Joey. And we have Marcella. Marcel, did I say that right? Or am I saying that?
Marshall, I think.
Marshall. And of course, our Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Yay. And we have Suzanne Forrest. All right, wonderful. Hey, we've got a question here with Marcella. All right, totally struggling with people, not following the program right now. Very upsetting. Yeah, doesn't that, it's like, come on, get with the program. It's their time, not our time. So we have to kind of back off. And what we can do, all right, here's a clue right here, is that you can just send them the love and the compassion from your heart, which Cynthia talked about before. It also is that you can't make them follow the program, your program. They have their own program. So you have to kind of show them the new program. You have to show them a new way of being softer and kinder and compassionate. So yeah, it's very upsetting when they don't follow the program. It's totally hard. You're right, Cynthia. It's hard, but that's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do. Shine, the essence of God. How would God respond to it? Just like what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus, is a very wonderful prophet and master, ascending master that came here to teach us about love. All right. And so, and where does that come from? There's many other higher masters that teach the same thing. So when we connect with residents of the higher frequency, we're in the love. And that's what we need to show. And how do we do that? Fixing ourselves first, going into ourselves,
Yeah.
look at ourselves.
And really recognizing where your thoughts are coming from. Are they coming from that voice that's your ego, the fear, or are they coming from your heart? The Eckhart Tolle talks about how you can start to, it's almost like you can become consciously aware of your self-talk, and that's the part that's you. It's not the self-talk. And that's why it's so important to really look at, how am I thinking about things, and am I thinking about them from fear, or am I thinking about them from love? And then making the differentiation of, okay, let me look at how I'm thinking. And if I'm always thinking from that half glass empty point of people are out to get me, it's somebody else's fault, everything always happens to me, oh my God.
Issues in the tissues. Those are the programming. That's the stuff that we brought up with, and that, we have to follow the program or else, the fear, all that stuff. It's awesome. I like how you brought that up, Melissa. Absolutely. We have Regina from Australia. Hello, Regina. So glad to see you, sweetheart. And Thomas is fixing ourselves first. Absolutely. And we have Marshall again, hoping we can all get on the same page, or a voice could be split. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometimes that won't happen, and sometimes it will. So it's all about you. How you respond to things. Also, I've changed a lot over the years, and the way I used to talk to my children or my loved ones or my family isn't the way I talk to them now. And that's part of the evolution of growing spiritually, and going within and fixing yourself first and realizing what's the part that I played in it. Okay. You don't have to play the victim part, but you can say, what's my part in it? And then you can take a look at it through the eyes of them and then bring compassion to it. Okay. Really reflect upon that and bring compassion out. And that really would change the whole situation. So good luck to you.
The whole dynamic of the conversation. Yeah, when you're from that heart-centered, empathy or compassion, when you're coming from that place, when you're really looking at, okay, why are they attacking me right now? Or why are they, making those negative comments? Like, what have I brought to the situation that's kind of mirroring that? Because that's really, what's going on. If you're having those contentious relationships, it's a mirror. And what am I bringing here that I need to change? Because then I can affect that relationship positively, and they're going to receive it or they're not. But at least I know that I've done my part. I've not bought into the contention. I've come to them in my authenticity with compassion. I've done all I can do.
Yeah. Put that up what Thomas just put. That was so cute.
It's so hard to think out of love, really let go of others' inabilities to follow rules. The challenge is, as Sheila Tillich just said, it's all about you. I'd add how you react and determine so much to how you feel, how you can move forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to become so self-aware, and it takes practice. It takes time. That self-awareness piece is really the huge part of your awakening or ascension process, your dark night of the soul, if you will. That really getting clear about who you are. And I'm going to be honest with you, Thomas. When I was getting clear about who I was, I didn't like her. I recognized that I was very prideful. I was very judgmental. I was very critical of others. It was a big aha moment of, ooh, yeah, you need to step back and take a look at yourself before you worry about what's going on around you.
And another thing is thinking of, when you're uncomfortable, ask yourself, why am I uncomfortable? What is that person triggering in me? But really, it's about another way of thinking about in recovery or moving forward. When you take the focus off yourself and you place it on the other person, you're out of recovery, or you're out of your evolution moving forward, right? Meaning you need to keep the focus on yourself and, what's my part in it? how do I need to move forward? How can I send compassion? And that's exactly what the love of the source is. It's about us evolving as spiritual beings. And how can we do that? Take a look at ourselves. What isn't working? Uh, yes. Okay. What Cynthia just put on. You need to be self-aware in the moment you feel you're being triggered. Absolutely. And that's what I like what we do with IET and Unifield and all the healing and the counseling and all the other stuff that we do. And you do the same thing to other people because you're a walking billboard of who you are.
Yeah.
Right. So you reflecting out to them, and also the triggering that you're having from them is self-reflection. Really, the mirroring, the self-reflection, what Melissa was talking about. Absolutely. Okay, you want to put Thomas's?
Then just know and feel in your heart that the best will come forth. You may not see that it's the best, or Melissa just hinted, you may not like it, but know that for the highest good for you and others is being put forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. And Regina just put...
I have looked and reflected on all the topics you speak of. That's it. It's a process. It's a process, and sometimes we're in the process. Sometimes we are in a point where we think that we've moved forward, and sometimes we have to go back and we have to revisit something. Because one of the big aha moments I had very early on is that nothing's one and done. It's a process.
Really? I already did that. What keeps coming back? It's because those triggers, something else, another layer. You're talking about IET, the layers, issues in the tissues.
Yeah.
The top layer is what needs to be dealt with. But there's so many. My God, you got to dig deep. It's like, why did that person? It's like, I've done all this work. Wait a minute. Why is it? It's like, it's an ongoing process.
Holy cow. I really have, in this past 2 years, I really have gotten to the point where, I've really worked on letting go of the idea that there's a destination, that I'm going to get to an end point. Like, I'm really to the point, where I'm like now I live in the moment. And if the moment's good, I'm good. If the moment's not good, how can I make it better? Because there's more to do. There's just always more to do. And huge aha moment. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's no end in sight. It's just keep evolving. Keep evolving. Keep evolving.
No, it keeps you human, that's for sure. It's like, okay,
my gosh.
I can say the older I get, the less I know. that's big. Most of us know that, and the wisdom. However, we do have wisdom, and that's when we the self-realization that we do not know it all, and the self-realization is that I got a lot to work on, and the actual process of working on it and going forward.
That's it. If you're staying open to the process and you're staying open to the moving forward and you're staying open to learning more, really important to just keep learning and, finding people. One of the things that I have loved about the last 5 years of my journey is that Spirit does keep bringing me the people that I need when I need them. And, so when you just stay open to possibility and you stay open to receiving what is for you, it works. It flows. Life is good. So life is too short. You have to live in the moment. That's it. Present moment. Stay present. So when you're having a conversation, when you're doing something, be present in that moment. Don't be projecting into the future and don't be worrying about the past. Be really right here, right now. And it makes such a difference.
Yeah, that reminds me of what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, with the Lightworkers Connection, about sitting in the presence. And, Thomas, you talk about a lot. I talk about a lot, just being quiet for like 3 minutes, just breathing deeply and out and just get focused on being centered. And for 3 minutes, just sit and ask, what do I need to know today? What do I need to know? And that's so easy. It's a lot easier than a long meditation, but bringing the present every day, looking at yourself, living in the moment and being grateful for it. Okay, I love how Cryan, I believe, said, the end point is the human ideal, that we reach a level of accomplishment and that's it. Actually, we are constantly growing and the journey has a specific ending goal. Always something more to learn next. Did I say that right? Yes, you did. Yeah. And that's the journey home. And we're all on the spiritual journey, and it's about us keeping evolving and as a spiritual being. And this ascension, that's exactly what it's all about. So you hit it right on the topic. It's always a journey, and there's more to learn. And what do we got here? Integrated energy courses. Who's this? Oh. Oh, yes. Okay.
Big question mark, big exclamation point.
I said, so you want to know?
Wonderful. Thomas, I stole that 3-minute idea from you the other night. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right. So wait, let's stop there for a second. You didn't steal anything. All right. I passed it on to you, and you pass it on to other people, and it's not embellishing or breaking whatever. That's exactly that's how we learn, and that's how we are students, and then we are teachers. So I learned that technique called SIP from Suzanne Giesemann back years ago, but she calls it sitting in peace. All right. It's the divine connection. I call it sitting in the present, is because it's so hard to be in the moment, be in the present. What does that mean for me? And all of us are asking for help out there, and it's there. It's just that we have to be open to it. We have to say yes and sit in it. And just like Cryan says, when Lee Carroll tells his story about how Cryan came to him, all right, he said, show me. Show me. It was intention. And then he went and it was shown. So asking, present out there. Our ancestors, all of our loved ones, all of our helpers are there, sitting there, waiting for us to say, show me, show me. So, but just getting present every single day. I love that. SIP. Sit in the presence every day. So you didn't steal anything.
Sheila, yes. We did it. We did it. That was a really quick half hour, guys. Thank you. So what I want to say is I just want to take a minute here to talk about all the wonderful things Sheila's got going on. If you've looked at her new website, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's very jam-packed with all of her good stuff. And I know that her events page really kind of outlines exactly what she's got going on, where she'll be, when she'll be there. So is there anything you want to highlight right now, Sheila, that you've got coming up?
Well, of course, we do have the Lightworkers Connection on the 4th of August, but I do have my Master's Integrated Energy Therapy class on the 14th and 15th of August. So all you the practitioners for integrated energy therapy, if you've gone through the first 3 levels, then you can go on to the master level. So that is the 14th and 15th of August. And then in September, for all of you who want to actually take the 3 levels of IET, integrated energy therapy, is September 17th, 18th, and 19th. And that is a wonderful way of incorporating all this understanding of your own issues and the tissues. Why do I tick? What's my life purpose? And a lot of people think taking the actual classes is about being a practitioner. It's about you. It's about your spiritual growth and where you're going. So that is in September. And then, of course, in October, we have the beautiful fire walk with Reverend Mehdi Jacques, who is a certified fire walker. So that is October 30th. Woo, October 30th. So that's going to be really cool. So that's all my website. And Dr. John Ryan with Unity Field Healing, I'm hosting him in the U.S. here. And he is coming to Rochester October 22nd. My birthday, October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So that is the practitioner training for Unity Field Healing. So that is exciting. I get very excited about that.
No, that is awesome stuff you've got going on, Chickie. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't keep up with you. So definitely check all of that out. I just listed her events page on the chat box. Please take a look at all of that. And for those of you who are following me and you're looking to connect with Spirit in a way in which you can share it, I'm so excited to be bringing back my evidential mediumship course in September. It's back. I haven't done it since the beginning of the year. I'm really looking forward to it. So if you are wanting to step into Spirit in a way that you haven't before, if you want to learn how to really get into the evidential piece of it, for some of you, you may want to share it. You may want to go on and share your gifts. For others of you, you don't have to, but this course will give you all of the information and all of the practices that you would need. And I'm really, really excited about it. So please go to guidance311.com, and in the classes, it's all there. So very, very good stuff. I love that we're growing. I love that we're helping. I love that this is our journey, and I'm so profoundly grateful to be here with you, and to have Sheila, my dear Sheila, in my life. So thank you, everyone, for being here. If you did not catch this on the live, please hashtag replay. Join your energy to all of us so that we know that you are here. And we are sending you so many blessings and so much love, guys. Have a beautiful weekend, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.